At 6.
Senior citizens from Pike, Floyd, Martin, Magoffin, and Johnson counties gathered at Dewey Dam in Floyd County today to compete in the 2022 Senior Games. WIMT's Jordan Mullins has more from officials and competitors at this year's event.
Let the games begin!
Seniors in the Big Sandy came out for the 35th annual Big Sandy Senior Games, all for a chance to grab gold.
This is a big event for them. They love to come and see each other from other areas and compete for those medals.
After centers were closed and the event was canceled in 2020 and 2021, keeping seniors healthy, happy, and active was even more important.
It's very important to keep them active, especially after these last 2 years, to get them out and about.
Seniors came out on Friday ready to compete and even began practicing well before the event.
They've been calling me at the office the last few weeks, like getting the instructions to cornhole, because they're going to practice at their centers. They've been over here at the basketball court shooting their free throws.
Eunice Ward, one of many competitors at the games, was competing in several events all before lunchtime.
The ones that I've done the last few minutes, I've done the cornhole, done pretty good on that, the shuffleboard and the basketball so far. And I'm going to try to do the walk before lunch.
And even though the competition was fierce,
it's so wonderful seeing everybody out here enjoying themselves, because ultimately it's not if you win or lose, it's just about having fun.
it was all about getting together again and having fun. In Floyd County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Hall also said this year's event was in memory of a fellow co-worker and supervisor who retired in 2020 and died in March of this year, Steve Jones. Hall also presented a plaque to Jones's family to commemorate his legacy and dedication to the seniors across the region. Paddlers are preparing to hit Prestonsburg's Paddlefest next weekend. The 8.2-mile float through the Leviza Fork is back on the schedule, with the first of the monthly events kicking off next Saturday. Kayakers, paddlers, floaters, and more will join behind Billy Rays at 8 a.m., hitting the water for a day of peace or productivity in Prestonsburg.
So we have some people that love Paddlefest and use it as a really unique way to get active and get some exercise in, and so they look to have their best time, best pace. And then we have others that like, we're going to enjoy the day on the water, and they go at their own pace, and it's a true float.
Registration is $15 per person. That includes lunch and a shuttle. The beach is back, or almost, as the city of Prestonsburg works to renovate a once popular space on Dewey Lake. WIMT's Buddy Forbes has more about what Prestonsburg is planting for the summer.
Crews in Prestonsburg are bringing back the beach.
We are so excited to welcome people to the Dewey Lagoon.
As a project that is years in the making.
I literally started 4 years ago. Actually, sort of 6 years ago, 4 years ago, we got really in depth into it.
Builds a once popular area back to life.
And a lot of people, maybe from years and decades prior, remembers it as the beach around Dewey Lake.
While the space is still a go-to for fishing and firing up the boats.
Since then, it's really been a fishing hole and a place for families still to come, but they looked at it and said, we can do more. We can bring it back and lift it up even more.
It will soon be home to a 300-foot beach space and aquatic playground.
We do not have slides. We don't have the big pillars you jump on and shoot you in there. We don't have any of that stuff. But what we do have is we have a good obstacle course.
Opening a family fun area with sand, summer splashing, and safety in mind.
Remember, it is an open lake. We've raked, we've done everything we could possibly do when the water was down, but they got to be prepared.
Lifeguards and life jackets will be on site, and organizers say the only thing missing is you.
Bring your kids out, bring your family out, and enjoy another little flare of Dewey Lake and Prestonsburg here.
As they plan for a summer to remember. In Prestonsburg, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Stapleton says the plan is to open up the space for Memorial Day, and everything is currently on schedule.
It may not be opening until Memorial Day, but this would be a fantastic weekend, at least the early part, to visit, because it is a toasty one out there. You look outside at the moment, you see what we've got going on from our camera at UVA Wise. Low 80s around the region out there at UVA Wise. So you know if Wise is in the low 80s, we're probably toasty elsewhere. Downtown Whitesburg, all quiet, 85 right now. We can do better than that. How about 88 in Hazard, 88 in Jonesville, 87 Manchester and Middlesboro. Williamson, I don't quite trust that number, but it's always eye-popping to see 98 degrees. Maybe not that hot, but it is warm outside. Feels like temperature a little more under control at 93. Same thing in Wayne. So yes, it is a rather warm one out there as we continue to see temperatures in the 80s. Pinpoint Doppler around the region, it's a clean sweep, just like we've thankfully seen the last few hours or so. We'll continue to see that all quiet as we run through the nighttime hours. So as we run into the night, partly cloudy, low 70s, maybe a few upper 60s, light southwest winds, though we still could see a little bit of that patchy fog out there. I'll have the very latest, though, on when more showers and storms move back into the forecast coming up in just a little bit. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. A Laurel County grand jury indicted the woman charged in the death of a well-known businessman. The grand jury indicted Victoria Strelski in the murder of Brian McCarty. Deputies say she shot him in the back 3 times. They testified that she also searched Google on how to kill someone and if a .22 caliber rifle could penetrate a rib cage. She had a not guilty plea entered on her behalf. A judge raised her bond to $750,000. She's due back in court in July. The arraignment for UK football player Chris Rodriguez was continued today. He's facing a DUI charge. Rodriguez's arraignment was originally set for last week, but neither he nor his attorney showed up. His lawyer says it was a scheduling mistake. UK police pulled Rodriguez over earlier this month because a tail light was out. They say he smelled of alcohol. Court records show the arraignment was continued till June 7th, and he's set to have a pretrial conference that day as well. COVID-19 is making a bit of a comeback, but health leaders in southern Kentucky say so far it is nothing to sound the alarm bells over. Health leaders in Pulaski and Laurel counties say their hospitals will be ready if beds start to fill up again with COVID-19 patients. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what they are seeing in that area.
It's hard for some people to remember the last time that a COVID-19 patient was admitted into Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital.
I can tell you happily that we have 0 COVID patients admitted in the hospital currently.
He says the Somerset Hospital is ready for another surge if it comes. The same goes for St. Joseph Healthcare in London, where just 1 COVID patient is now being treated.
So we are staying in the single digits, fluctuates. Is there 1, is there 3 or 4, but no significant changes in our hospitalized numbers.
Positive cases are edging up. The health department reported 16 cases a week in early April. There's been 40 reported so far this week.
Laurel County has 60,000 residents roughly. So when you do the math on that, it means we're having maybe 3 or 4 cases a day.
For just doing such an incredible job. We've been through this thing 3 waves really now. And we are really hoping we don't see a 4th wave. But if we do, we're ready for that and we know what to do.
Health leaders say most hospitalizations are the unvaccinated or those with some underlying health conditions.
I do think that vulnerable persons need to pay attention to these increased rates of positive cases because they may need to take some extra precautions right now.
Dr. Stanko says predictions are not calling for a surge in hospitalizations or deaths. In Laurel and Pulaski counties, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Health leaders we spoke with say people should talk with their doctor about whether vaccinated people should get a second booster shot. Giant inflatable lungs were seen outside a southern Kentucky hospital today. The lungs were set up outside the main entrance to Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital in Somerset. Health leaders say it's important for people to start thinking about possible warning signs to health problems before they happen. They say early screening is key to prevention.
To go to your doctor's appointments, if you're having trouble, to detect those things early, go to your screening appointments because early detection, as we know, for cancer treatment is very, very important.
Health leaders say it is very important to keep regular appointments with your doctor, and COVID-19 has shown how serious some issues can become. The groundbreaking for Horse Soldier Distillery in Somerset happened back in October. Now Horse Soldier is another step closer to home after construction began in downtown Somerset on the new dining experience. Horse Soldier Bourbon purchased the Goldenberg building and will open a smart casual dining and cocktail restaurant in the space that faces Fountain Square. The company embraced this project in addition to performing geotechnical work on the distillery site.
We owe so much of our freedom to the horse soldiers and all the men and women who have served alongside them. But their bourbon company has just exploded. They're doing business all over the world right now. Their new distillery is getting ready to be completely under construction.
Girdler says Horse Soldier Bourbon has led to so many great things, and they believe it's just the beginning of many other great things to come in that area. In Powell County, a big road project has been pushed back again. North Fork Road, or Kentucky 613, will be closed for a week. It's in the Red River Gorge, and the work will begin on Monday, May 30th. This is the second time the work has been rescheduled. The state says not many people take this road and there won't be signs posted, but if you usually head this way, you can use Forest Service Route 23 instead. Well, it's a big weekend for our own American Idol finalist, Noah Thompson. Noah will try to become the next American Idol during the 3-hour finale on Sunday. There are several ways you can vote for Noah. One, you can go to americanidol.com/vote, or you can download the American Idol app and vote for Noah there. That's what I did, and it's really easy. We will have coverage of a watch party in Louisa, Noah's hometown, Sunday night at 11, right after the finale ends.
And showers and storms are back in the forecast as we head into the daytime hours tomorrow. I'm tracking the chances for some of those could be on the strong side coming up. Plus,
we track down to Corbin to preview a motorsports trail offering a 36-mile tour in Laurel and Whitley counties.